Y'all know it just it just cut off on me. So this is part two in the ending to Sugar Baby. Should you get the coin? So as I was saying in the previous live, that love to me is a decision. It really is. Attraction is instinctual, right? But to me, love to love to say that I'm living for you. I'm sacrificing and I'm doing all that I can out here with you in mind is a decision that anybody can make at any time. You don't need any special incentives or anything like that. It's strictly your your thing. You're deciding today, listen, I'm off the market. I'm not looking at anybody else. I'm pouring myself, my soul into this other person to make you the best that you can be. And in turn, hopefully that'll be reciprocated. And we're going to ride this thing called life together. That's a decision that any man and any woman can make at any time. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. The problem today is that all these new relationship dynamics are really making it hard for people to connect with other people. It's very hard to connect emotionally to a man when you're using men for favors. You become like how they become. Like they start a man who watches porn starts seeing women as objects instead of people. And it's the same thing for a woman who uses men for favors, who dominate men, or exploit their sexuality for, to trap men or whatever for money. It's the same thing. We're not exempt from this. We're not exempt from this. Now, at the same time, like I said before, if you're looking for a relationship, he knows that he's ready to commit to you, that he's in it for the long game and not for some sort of short momentary push, not for a momentary thrust. Because why? Because your whole entire life is on the line. Is on the line. If you were a woman back in the 18th century, before the morning after pill, before birth control, before legalized abortions, you know, how would you be choosing? What would you be thinking when you were, getting ready to do with a man, to have intercourse with a man? What would have to be on your mind before technology, before the help that we have with technology today? What would have to have been on your mind in order to lay down with a man back in the 17th and 18th century? Back then it was life or death. Back then it was life or death. And guess what? It really hasn't changed. Not on an emotional level. It really hasn't changed, because people are playing Russian roulette out here with their sexuality. They're exhausting themselves, their bodies, lowering, crippling their immune systems, having this carefree, unresponsible intercourse with people they barely even know. And you think these things do not affect you psychologically, and they do. It just creates further dysfunction. You imagine if there were no mothers, no women who wanted to be wives and mothers in our society, what our society would look like? If there were no women who wanted to care for children, who wanted to be, that mother archetype within a family structure, what would our society be like? Would you even be here? I want you to imagine that for a minute. If every woman had the mentality of a hot girl summer, if every woman had the mentality of being a sugar baby, not going for an actual relationship, a lifelong commitment, but just using men and exploiting them like they exploit women. What 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 would our situation be? What would it be? And of course, women always argue, well, men do it, men do this, and men do that. Men don't give birth to babies, though. So we have a different kind of responsibility. The quality of our society is predicated upon who we reproduce with. Who are we mating with? Who are we allowing to duplicate themselves? We are the ones that dictate that, because we are the ones that say, yes, you can ejaculate in me, or no. So somebody bears a responsibility here for that. Somebody does. And because we are the incubators, we are the carriers of life, it is our responsibility. Sorry, it's just what it is. We are the nurturers, so sorry, it's just what it is. You can't do what men do. And even what men do is corrupt now too. They don't really get a pass. Because these men have emotional problems because they have exhausted themselves. They chase women who don't care about them. This is what all you men that are on this live, that watch me all the time, that complain about sisters ain't this and they do this and that and the other, is because you look for women, you look for low quality women. You look for women who look good but have low morals, low character, who really don't have self-esteem. You look for the trophy and you realize it's empty inside, but only after you've ejaculated in her. Only after you've impregnated her, and then you complain about how women ain't this and that. You make these blanket statements about how all women and all women and all women, and it ain't all women. It's all the women you want. Just like you claim with us that we choose the Tyrones and the man-mans and all that stuff, we could claim the same thing for you. You choose these sluts. You choose these empty-headed cock carousel whores, and then complain that women. So you gotta own some responsibility for your choices too. You gotta stop thinking with your little head and start thinking with your big head, and you gotta start thinking long term also. This is what men have to do, because a lot of men are with women that if he loses a dime, she will walk. This is true. When men talk about how women are hypergamous and they don't they're incapable of love and all that stuff, this is true, but this is the women that they choose. This is the women that they choose, because on the flip side of that, I know a lot of women that go 50-50, that go Dutch, that doing 70% or sometimes 100% load. Coach these women. There's a lot of women out here doing 100% load out here while he's trying to figure out, while he's supposedly doing the entrepreneurial endeavors, but he ain't paying no bill and he ain't bringing home no money. And she's the one making sure the bills are paid, the lights on, the mortgage is paid, and all that stuff while he figures things out. There's a lot of women doing that now. So men that complain about that stuff, you're not being fair. You're not being fair. You like these. You chase around women who are better than you, who look better than you. You know it. She knows it, and she drags you. You allow her to drag you because you're a slave to the flesh. And as long as you're a slave to the flesh, women can. They will, and they do. They'll take you for a ride. They'll take your money. They'll date you for free lunch, or free dinners, and that'll be that. That'll be that. So you can't blame anybody for that but yourself. Get you a chick who's about something, who's worth the sacrifice. Because there are people out here, there are women out here who are worth the sacrifice. There are. There's a lot of trash, but there are also a lot of quality women who are just waiting for an opportunity to care for and nurture somebody for the rest of their lives. There's so many women who want that. So many. Y'all need to stop all that. I don't even have a desire to do what men do. They would be my number one. What's your number one question? Let me see. Love is an inside decision physically demonstrated. I like that. I like that terminology. Love is an inside decision physically demonstrated. I love that. I think that's a perfect definition. So that's what I have for you today. I think being a sugar baby is, it's like soft porn. That's really what it is. It's a mild prostitution. Like I said, prostitution with hand sanitizer. You know, and a beautiful location, but prostitution nonetheless. Having a man enter your body who does not care about you is always going to be a detriment to you physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, psychologically, all the ease. All the ease. No matter what he's given you. You know in the back of your mind you feel like you're being used. What he compensates you with. If you're honest, you're sitting down and when you're quiet, when you're not performing for anybody, when you're sitting at the edge of your bed, looking, staring out the window, saying to yourself, "Damn, I really don't want to do this. I really wish I didn't do this." This is what most of you will say. You put on a good front. I got the bags. I got the designer this, that, and the other. I'm going places you can't afford to go. Look at me. I'm living my best life. But when the show is over, and you are sitting at the bed, lace front on the dresser, girdle on the floor, no makeup on, lashes twisted up, lashes on the pillow, all that stuff, and you just stripped down bare. Your costume is off. When your costume is off, then your real self comes out like, damn, this is really jacked up. These men are using me. They're just using my body. That's what you say. Yes, it has an effect to your self-esteem. I feel left out at times. Can anyone relate? You said you feel left out of what? You feel left out? YouTube is oversaturated with the sugar baby stuff. It's overwhelming. Yeah, and I think I see it now, and that's why I wanted to come on here and just give my little rusty 2 cents about really what I feel that it is and how detrimental it is as a culture and as a society to subscribe to this way of living as a young woman. You young women who are 22, 23, 25, now's the time to find you a relationship that's going to take care of the last chapter in your life, that you can ride out the last chapter of your life with, because this is the point now where this window of time that you're in your 20s is where most men will want to be with you, and you'll get the pickings of high quality prospects at this point in your life. You don't squander that away on a sugar daddy. Don't squander your 20s away chasing around you know uh, half your bills paid or your cell phone paid or new tires or whatever the sugar daddy's paying for. You don't squander your time. Don't allow these men to monopolize your time now when you can get somebody who's willing to pay all your bills all the time, forever and ever, amen, until you close your eyes on that forever good night. You're allowing that opportunity to slip you by to chase around these dirty pissy crotch men, these men on their last leg, who really using you, who paying for a human blow up doll, because that's what you are. That's really all you are. As a sugar baby, that's all you are. So, I hate that this stuff is being propagated to young women, and not and the promotion of real relationships, like solid committed relationships, it seems like that's passe. Because some of y'all come to me, well, Celcus, that's just so antiquated. Nobody needs to get married. Everybody doesn't want to get married, Celcus. Everybody doesn't want, that kind of relationship. But you do want a relationship. I get it. Okay, I don't want to get married. I don't need a man and all that stuff. I get it from women who aren't having sex and aren't and deciding not to be in relationships at all. Then you really about it. Then you really really about that life. But those of you saying, well, nobody wants to get married, but dudes are still breaking your heart out here. But you're still getting your heart broken out here. You're still getting disappointed. The babies are still coming without the ring. You're fooling yourself. Diseases, all kind of stuff is still going on, and these uncommitted. I don't want a commitment. I don't need a marriage relationships. You putting yourself at risk anyway. So what's the big deal about being married and committing to one guy? I don't understand why that's so over your head. You having baby showers and the man ain't around. You giving birth. You on the operating table giving birth to a baby and he ain't there to hold your hand. But you're not ready. You don't want marriage. You ain't the marrying type. But you the having the baby type without a man too. It's a joke. It is a joke. It's a joke. If you really ain't about that life, you leave men alone totally. And all the risk that comes with having a man, you leave all of that. But if you're still taking a risk, there's a way to take a risk that you don't have to lose your life and livelihood over it. And having willy-nilly sex out here, uncommitted sex out here, is playing Russian roulette. Because again, if a man is laying with you who doesn't have a vested interest in your well-being, he's going to bring things to you without remorse. He's going to expose you to things that he doesn't mind exposing you to because he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care. Why risk it? We're not talking about absolutes. There is no absolutes. I can't absolutely say if you get married, you won't get cheated on, you won't get a disease, you won't, he won't leave you or anything like that. There are no absolutes, but there are odds. And the odds would be in your favor of not getting a disease if you're married as opposed to being out here on some hot girl summer run, on some fake undercover prostitution shite as this sugar baby stuff is, because that's all it is. 90% of it is that. What are the odds? The odds increase. The more partners that you sleep with, the odds increase that you'll catch a disease. This is CDC. This is common sense. The more lovers you have, the higher the increase of a STI or STD. The higher increase of pregnancy. You increase it. So the odds increase depending on what behavior you display. What behaviors you decide to carry out. All we're talking about is odds. Women who are looking for sugar daddies are hurt women. They are hurting themselves. In the end, women think maybe the sugar daddy will love them. One day it won't happen. I don't even know if it's that they think that the sugar daddy will love them one day. I think it's sort of like a giving up, and having low standards, because for you to expect to be married, that's a high standard. That's like the ultimate standard when in terms of relationship. Where relationships are concerned, that's the highest order. You can't get any higher than being a wife. And it takes some kahunas to say, well, I'm worth the sacrifice that you have to make to commit to me. I'm worth you taking yourself off the market and being exclusively mine. That's no small. That ain't no little small drumstick there. That's big. That's big. And you got to really feel that you're worth all of that to declare that, to claim that, and to wait for that, to wait that out. A lot of women don't feel that good about themselves. They don't really feel they're worth that weight, or the sacrifice. Being a girlfriend is the easiest thing you can be. It don't take no paperwork. It don't take no ring. It don't take no money. All it takes is a feeling. All it takes is a feeling. Oh, you my girl. What does that mean? What does that mean at the end of the day? I could be your girlfriend and we drive in a car, get in a car accident. You on life support, and I can't tell the doctors don't pull the plug on you, the man that I love, and the man that loves me. I ain't got no say so. If you incapacitated on an operating table, I can't come as your girlfriend and dictate nothing on your behalf. Nothing. And that's the status you want to live in? Sacrificing with somebody that if something really go down, you ain't got no say and he ain't got no say so over you? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. That's a loser's game. A lot of women I know have multiple sugar daddies. I feel like I'm not winning and get jealous a little bit. Well, if you have to actually, when you're jealous, you have to ask yourself what is your goal? Are you jealous because have you tried to get a sugar daddy and nobody wanted you? Like what are you jealous of? You're jealous of the money that they're getting? And you have to ask yourself, well, what's the sense of me being jealous in something that's not a goal for me? That's not a goal for me. What is your goal? Is your goal a relationship or to exploit men? Because that's what sugar babies do. It's an exchange and exploitation, really. Is that what you wish to do? When you look at your life and you examine what it is you want to be, is exploiting men what you dreamed of being? Is using your body for favors? Is that what you had in mind when you were visualizing your life at this point at this stage that you've reached in your life? Is that what you visualized for yourself? You have to ask yourself that, because they ain't gonna tell you how they really feel. They're gonna say, "Oh, it's great, it's great, it's great," but you're not with them in the dark. You're not with them early in the morning when they're putting their lip gloss on, like, "Oh, I gotta see this dude. Oh, I don't even like the way he smells, but I gotta do it." Everything is a sacrifice. What price are you willing to pay? Is your dignity for sale? Is your esteem for sale? Can you barter that? Can you sell it? Is your morality for sale? You gotta ask. You have to ask. I'm 3 years away from the 7 year of no man in my life. Is there any other rituals you would recommend to speed up healing? Hitting the gym hard is my only ritual. I really feel energy is everything. In attracting the things that you want, you have to put the correct energy out there. And a lot of us feel we know what we want. We feel we got that down. That ain't that deep, self, because I already know what I want. But when you ask them what they want, and then they talk about this thing that they want, somewhere along the lines, you hear language of, well, I don't really think I could get it. Or I don't think I'm good enough for that. I don't really think it happens to other girls, but I don't think it can happen for me. And you have to understand that that's an energy. And that's your operating system. That's your instinct talking there. Because your instincts are what dictate your results. Your instincts. Not what you can consciously say that you want. It's what you instinctively feel. And you have to reprogram yourself. You have to and it's got to be a daily meditative thing. You ladies got to get the oil. You got to get the love potion oil, because it's a conjuring tool. It's a meditative tool. It's something that you can use to focus your energies. I've told y'all that over and over again. We all need a reprogramming. We all need a reprogram. It's not enough to do the vision board and all that and put pictures up of what you want when you don't feel you deserve anything on the board. When you really don't feel like, oh, I want this, but I don't think I can get it. Or I'm not pretty enough for this, or whatever it is, you won't experience it. You won't experience it. And it starts with basic things. A lot of us, we have bad habits. We have things that we do are counterproductive to our own health. You're talking about a man loving you, and you don't even focus. You can't even commit to doing the things or not doing the things that are counterproductive to your own health. That is self-sabotage. That's what we call self-sabotage. And a lot of us live in self-sabotage every single day. Little things. No follow through. Just little things. You have to focus. You have to concentrate and focus your energies. What is it that I want? Sit down and think about it. Visualize that. Relax, slow down your breathing. And get your body, because a lot of times you can say what you want and you can feel your body. Do you ever say what you want and you feel your body get tense? You feel like you get defensive. Some of you say what you want and you feel embarrassed to even say it. You feel ashamed, embarrassed, and your body literally starts to tense up. You are not going to actualize anything until your body gets comfortable and relaxed in whatever it is you're trying to manifest. It has to come like second nature. And it takes work. It's people that get things in this world are ritualized. They don't run their lives like it's a wait and see. I'll see what happens today. People that accomplish things write stuff down the night before. They plan their day out. They plan the day out from the night before and all that. Everything is planned out. Everything is purposeful. You have to be purposeful in every single thing that you do. From what you're eating to who you're talking to, what you're saying out your mouth, what you're exposing yourself to, because all of these things factor into your reality. Because your environment dictates what you can be and what you can have. Your environment does that. And your environment starts here. It starts here. This is what creates worlds. Your mind is what creates the world. You think you're nothing. You think you're nothing, and everybody projects what you think about yourself when you walk out the door. It's not that people disrespect you. You have no respect for yourself, and you project that, and people mirror that back to you. That's what's going on out here. That's what's going on with a lot of you. You have no self-respect, and you want love. It doesn't work like that. You want love, but you don't love yourself. It doesn't work like that. What are you doing that represents that's a physical representation of self-love? What are you doing on a daily basis to nurture yourself? Drink, smoke, gossip, junk food. Those things don't support your being. They don't support your being. So you have to ritualize your thoughts. You have to make it a habit to think about what the outcome that you're looking for and actively do things towards that. Like, how would I behave if I was a wife? What would I be saying? How would I be dressing? What would I be doing? Where would I be going? What would I be reading? You gotta manifest that personality now. Like now. I want a man to be generous with time and money, so I make sure to be generous to my friends, and it makes me feel good. Therefore, I put out the energy of abundance. That's good. That is good. Because abundant energy is infectious. Just like poverty energy is infectious too, but abundant energy, it is infectious. In order to get things, you must feel good about who you are. A lot of y'all don't feel good about who you are. And you want relationships. And you get these duds and you continue to get these men who don't care because you don't feel good about you. You want him to give you an excuse to feel good about you. This is what we do as women. We chase relationships so that, if he loves me, then I can love me. If I can get somebody to love me, then I can love me. That's the wrong order to operate. You're gonna get that math equation wrong every time. That's bad math. That's bad math right there. Totally bad. Like attracts like, the spirit does. No matter how much you cover it up with makeup, pretty clothes, I've noticed for myself that I'm attracting a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing this year. Is that right? Well, you gotta do an internal check. An internal check. Happiness, self-esteem, and love are all decisions, y'all. It's not something, dancing around and floating around in the atmosphere that you need like a fishing net or something like that to catch. Self-esteem is a decision. It's not a pray and then wait for something to to some bomb to go off or something like that, and you get shrapnel. You're covered in shrapnel, and all of a sudden now you have self-esteem. Self-esteem is a decision. Loving yourself is a decision. And once you make the decision, you marry it with habits. You marry it with rituals and habits that you do to reinforce that ideal of self-love. You can't claim self-love if you don't do anything that represents it. That's just what it is. Self-esteem is sanity. Yeah, it is. Oh, thank you, Miss Overness. Yes, I did I was so inspired by the Joker movie that I actually painted a rendition of the Joker, which is not, it's outside of my usual style, but I just had to for so many reasons. Mental health, anything with a psychological base to it, I'm all into it because that's all you got at the end of the day. That's all we got. All you got is your mind at the end of the day. You lose your legs, you can lose your legs, everything. But if you got this, you can go on. You can persevere. You can do all of that. That's what it is. People in this industry, and few women can confirm it. I heard that movie was good. Yes, I recommend y'all go see it. You finally made it to a live. Welcome. It's almost over, but welcome. Sorry for the typo. Scorpion Drake, who verbally abused and manipulates women. He put dark spells on people. Who? The Savangi, the Svengali Scorpion Drake? Is that a YouTuber who verbally abuses and manipulates women? He puts dark spells on people. Who are we talking about? I've been sugar babying for a while, but I think women should date affluent men, but they need to be on their level, mind, body, and feminine. Okay, so Lady B, I didn't know you were a sugar baby. I thought you were looking for a relationship. I didn't know you were a sugar baby for a while, you said? Okay, that's interesting. Without worrying about the money I was spending, I feel good when I do it, and I know there's still a tad bit of selfish aspect in that, but today I randomly bought my mom a spa massage session. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Is it the artist Drake? I call Drake Svengali Scorpion. You said he puts spells on people? Drake? Drake, okay. That's new to me. Sucker, should we depend solely on the man, our husband? You can. You still want to have, if you're talking about monetarily, there's nothing wrong with being dependent on your husband monetarily. You shouldn't be dependent on any man monetarily outside of your husband. Because you're investing in that anyway. You're making sure he goes to work, he gets his promotions. You're the support, the emotional support system for him to climb higher, reach further, and all that stuff. So you're working within that. You're working within that framework. So there's nothing wrong with that. And even within that, you should still find something that, some sort of purpose for yourself within that. Don't just sit around and twiddle your thumbs. You got to be driven by something. You got to have an identity for yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be a monetary gain, but to me, something that fills your heart, and that it'll make the relationship even that much sweeter when you have a purpose that you're riding for, for yourself too. So, yeah. Drake put dark spells in his music. Well, there's spells in all, he wouldn't be the only one. There's a whole lot of people doing that. I was never cute enough to get the bag, so to speak. However, I don't have an issue with women who can do it. I would if I could. Would you, Kiki? All right. See, this is the problem. All of y'all on this call want relationships. All of you want relationships. But the glamour of, you know, temporary moments with men at seemingly no cost to you, like no loss for you, which is you get access to, the trinkets, the gifts, a little bit of money for a little bit of time, and it feels like a win. It feels like a win. And I'm telling you, ladies, all of this stuff has an expiration date. What are you going to do when you can't get a man to give you a bag, to give you a coin? Because there's going to be a day where you are not going to have any market value enough to pull no dude. That day will come. Are you prepared for that? What are you doing to retire from this thing and really settle down, so that you secure the last chapter of your life? We don't think about these things until we start hitting the wall. That's the problem, and this is the same thing men complain about. Women don't look for good men when they're in their prime. They look for good men when they start falling apart. When they start falling apart. Like, so what's the end goal? You're getting coins, you're collecting bags here and there to do what? To do what? To me, it's no future in it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Women should stop sugar babying around 25, 26 and find a husband. Lady B, are you sleeping with the men that you're getting money from? You said you were sugar free. Oh, you're sugar free. That's what that means, that you're not you're not having sex with them. And what's your plan for that? Why are you doing it? Why'd you start doing it, Lady B, for what? Men figure out a way to use you otherwise. Some women feel like at least they get something for the heartache. You get what for the heartache? Y'all don't understand that time is not on your side. Time is not a renewable resource. And when you piddle around, running around, wasting time with these men who don't care about you, you're losing value by the day. By the day. That's just what it is. Most of my friends who are married were late 20s, early 30s when they got married. Y'all don't get it. If somebody like Lady B can get a man to pay for her time, if you're cute enough for a man to spend money on you with no strings attached, with no requirement for sex, why are you not monopolizing on that power and get you a man full time to marry you while you're still that marketable? Because obviously you are that, and you have several, then you are marketable. Why would you squander that time being a sugar baby for men who are using you? They're just using you. Like how much you getting to waste your time? How much are you getting to waste your time? It makes no sense to me. If you're able to do that, then you're able to get a relationship. But again, you wait till that clock stops, or the clock runs so far ahead of you that you can't catch up. You can't catch up, and then you're looking around. You're 35, like, oh, my eggs are drying up. I need a family. I need a man. I need this. You wait until then. You wait until then. And for some, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. Your options slow down. So, because would you advise a woman 22 to 25 to marry a man who happens to be 35 or older? Yes. Yes. It's good to have somebody at least 10 years, a man that's at least 10 years older. You want a man who's established. A dude that's 22 or 25 ain't usually isn't established yet. So you do want somebody older. Well, I needed some stuff. I wanted a down payment on my house. I needed a new car. I thought it would be a good idea to date up. So have you gotten your down payment for your house, and you got a car, you got all of that stuff, Lady B? Y'all don't get it. This is what, listen, people like y'all gonna be singing the same story. 2 years from now, it's nothing gonna change. There's nothing gonna change. 2 years from now, it's gonna be the same thing. 5 years from now, it's gonna be the same thing. But you're gonna be older, saying the same thing. That is the problem. That is the problem right there. I got a down payment on my car. A liability. You see what I'm saying? A down payment on a liability. Oh my gosh. Have at it. Have at it. Yes, I like a 19-year-old and I am like 30. You like a 19-year-old and you're 30? Okay. All right. Don't marry men in their 20s. That is a bad idea. That's what I did, and he wasn't old enough for me to see. He wasn't going to be productive. Yeah, you want somebody who's established, and you usually got to get a guy at least in his 30s or so. You know, that's going towards being established. Dude, a lot of guys in their 20s aren't. Not to say that there aren't any, but many of them are not. Many of them are not. No, my car was paid off fully. I got the down payment on my house. Oh, okay. Well, wonderful for you. Wonderful. So why do you still have sugar daddies if you got your down payment for your house and your car is paid off? Why do you still have them, Lady B? And what is the goal? Do you want to get married or no? What is your goal? I knew you were full of shit. I knew you were full of shit. I'm glad this thing came out. You on a whole nother page. This is for entertainment for you. Trust me, I get it, Selkis. I've been implementing everything we talked about here on this channel. Actually, Selkis, I think you should revisit the conversation about accepting ourselves as ugly. Where should I meet a man 10 plus years older than me? I'm 21. Men are men are everywhere. Men 10 years older than you are everywhere. Where do you work? What do you do? Like, I don't know if you want to go to a meetup or what they call speed dating and that sort of thing. These dating sites are like meat markets. A lot of these sites, especially Facebook got a dating site now and stuff. Y'all got to be careful with this stuff because a lot of these dating sites are meat markets. I read an article the other day that talked about in the military there's an upsurge in STIs from soldiers, particularly men, age 21 to 25-year-old, that range. A lot of them are contracting STIs, and they're saying part of the reason for that are the dating apps. They're saying a large portion of the reason for these newly contracted STIs from these young men are the dating apps. People are hooking up on these dating apps to smash. To smash. So that you got to be careful with that. No, I don't promote sugar babying though. I don't kind of anything. There's no such thing as either I do or I don't. I don't promote that. I promote marriage here. I promote finding someone who's willing and able to take care of you full time. I don't promote you dating men and just taking them for their money and there's no end game and no goal. So no, that's not what I do. I'm a cosmetologist in school, and where I live, it's hard to meet older men. Where do you live? It's always, men are. I don't get how it's hard. Men are everywhere. You have to open up your energy channels and really call this stuff into you. This stuff is not supposed to be as hard as it is. We block our blessings energetically. I really truly believe that. It's an energy thing. And when you're scrambling and you're over here with this philosophy and over there with that philosophy, and you really believe in the hot girl summers, you really scared. You heard that being a wife is a slave. You're hearing that women that are married aren't happy. You're hearing that women that are dating live longer, and all these philosophies are swinging in your head, and you don't know which one to sign on to. That leaves your energy scrambled, and there's no concentrated focus on anything because every new thing that you hear, you're deciding to believe it. You're deciding to believe it. That's the problem. You can't go from here listening to a promotion of marriage and then hop onto a sugar baby site. And what kind of results do you expect to get? What kind of results do you expect to get? You have to be consistent with this thing. Anything you want, you have to ritualize it. And if it's a relationship, a long-term relationship that you want, you have to X out everything else. You have to cut every other option off and say, you know what? This is my focus. This is what I want. This is what I deserve, and I'm determined to get it. That's it. And whatever I need to do and become to get it, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. But you can't be flip-flopping, wishy-washy, today I'm this and tomorrow I'm that, and expect to get any result. But what if you're not comfortable with older men? So then someone asks what my suggestion. I suggest somebody older. If you are not comfortable with that, then don't do it. Then don't do it. Do it whatever you're comfortable with, then do that. You know yourself, or you must get to know yourself. Everything isn't for everybody. If you're not comfortable dealing with older men, I'm saying at least 10 years. I'm not talking about 20 and 30. At least 10 years is a good gap, because then you're guaranteed to be dealing with somebody mature enough and ready enough, hopefully, for a real serious relationship with you. And that's what it is. You have to like men to want a man. A lot of women don't like men. How about that? A lot of women are emotionally wounded. So there's that. They don't like men because they're afraid of them. Don't I talk to y'all all the time about stop being afraid of these men? That's what's scrambling up your energy too. You're afraid of them. You're afraid of men. And that's why you're unsuccessful at any quality relationships, because you're scared. You're more scared of getting hurt than actually building a relationship. Your number one thing is you're just living in fear. You can't be afraid of them. Because guess what? Nothing moves unless you say. Nothing moves unless you say. And guess what? You know how you don't have to be scared of men? When you don't have sex with them, there's nothing to fear. Hello? When you don't have sex with them, you don't lose anything. You don't lose your dignity. You don't lose your respect. You don't lose your negotiation power. You don't lose your value. You don't lose anything. But some of y'all want to guzzle sperm and you hope for the best. You give him everything you got and he promises you nothing and you hope for the best. And this is why you fail. This is why you fail. How many of y'all can really hold out though? Because that's the next thing. Because a lot of women feel that the best thing they have to offer is what's between their legs. So if they hold that, then, the conversation is trash. I'm not really living on no purpose. I don't have no purpose in my life. So the only thing I can give is a good time. That's the truth. And that's why it's so hard for women to take it off the table, because she doesn't have any substance outside of that. A lot of women don't have no substance outside of that. So those are the things that we have to fix. Those are the things we have to fix. But it's not a popular thing, because y'all hearing where the bag at? Where the bag at? You play that game though, and you're gonna be over the hill. You're gonna be hitting the wall over the hill. And whatever dudes you could have got when you were 25, 26, 29 or whatever, now they're not checking for you. They checking for the other chicks. They're checking for the other chicks. So don't swim upstream. Don't, or should I say, don't waste your time. I think really that's the sum of all of this. A lot of these things are time wasters. They're really time wasters. I think being a sugar baby, especially if the goal is to get married, is a time waster. And it's risky. Because a lot of chicks are sucking. They're sucking things. They're sucking body fluids to get a coin. If a dude is shelling out real money, she's going on her knees. I don't know about $50 here or there or whatever, but if the dude is shelling out real money, trust and believe, more times than not, she's on her knees for that. She's on her knees for that. Unless she's swindling about 50 dudes at the same time and asking each of them for $20. If she ain't doing that, she's on her knees. I think I need to get to know myself. Yes. Yes. So, because that was a powerful statement. Thank you. Tell men what they need to know and be real about it. Tell men what they need to know and be real about it. What you mean? Are you saying in the context of tell men that you want a relationship? Or when you say tell them what you need to know, that's the truth, Rita. Black women need to stay clear of areas where men don't care. For black women, LA, Phoenix, Seattle. Uh-oh. So Kiki, where do black men care about black women? If it ain't LA, Phoenix, or Seattle, where they care about? In New York? Do they care about them in New York? I heard Houston is popping. Texas, you want to get married, you got to go out to Texas. Let me see. T Scooby. I'm not going to pay you no mind. Just ignore me. I think for some women, the location there isn't good for dating. I believe so too, but we're in the computer age. And location now shouldn't be an issue. Not in the computer age that we're in. 20 years ago I could see that, but not now. We have technology. We have technology that bridge. I talk to people worldwide. There's people that would have never known me had it not been for the internet. So I just feel that creates a bridge. We can communicate with all types of people now. And if it's good enough, and if you're worth the risk, somebody can move, somebody can relocate. Somebody can finance a relocation and bring that family together. That's possible too. We have billions and billions of people in this world. Every black man doesn't hate every black woman. You know? I know the internet makes it seem like the internet and the media gives a perception of that's everybody, or things are bigger than what they really are. So there's a perception about what's really going on out here that I feel is really skewed by social media. Out of all the billions of men out here, you mean to tell me there ain't one out here for you? Not one? I ain't talking about 10 or 50, not one. Then we must look at ourselves. If we can't get one, and this is male or female, you can't get one decent woman, there's something wrong with you. You can't get one decent man, then there's also something wrong with you too. We have to examine. We have to examine ourselves. We are moving to Texas next year. I was saying Houston, but after this flooding stuff got me messed up with. I think Houston's off the market. Maybe Austin, but somebody said don't fool with Austin. Somebody said don't fool with Austin, but I'm trying to see Texas soon. So the thing is, nobody wants to point out that a lot of these sugar babies, YouTubers, are married. They're giving out this info, but they have whole families. A lot of it is fake info. And there it is. And there it is. I am so glad that you stated this because I don't want to seem like I'm hating on everybody out here, but a lot of this level up shit ain't real. A lot of this level up talk ain't real. A lot of this sugar baby stuff ain't real. These chicks at home with husbands, or a lot of them be with so-called millionaires, but they working for YouTube ad money, right? It's a whole bunch of that. So it's like come on. Everything is propaganda, y'all. At the end of the day, whatever results you're not getting, it's really because of you. We can blame it on looks. A lot of people say, well, if you just look a certain way, there's a lot of women, a lot of beautiful women out here. that are single. That are single. So it can't just be. It's not just one particular thing. I think we got to think holistically, as an entire package. You're an entire package. You're a whole being. You're not just your beauty. You're not just your job. You're not just your brains either. You're a whole being, and we gotta put some attention in all the areas, all the aspects of our lives. So there's that. So do you believe in the law of attraction a little bit? Because in the past I've heard you talk about like you didn't. No, I believe the only argument I had about law of attraction is that it's what you need to do, and I feel that you can attract the wrong things. You can attract things that you need to run from and stay away from. So it's not just what you attract. The law of attraction is I attracted this, so it must be so. No, I don't believe in that. I do not believe in that. I believe you can attract things, but it's what you say yes to after you attract it that determines your outcomes and the results that you get. You still have to be mindful. Okay, this thing that's coming to me here, I know I attracted this, but this ain't what I want. So you throw it in the water. A lot of women don't throw the fish back in the water because they feel like, well, I attracted it, so it must be meant. So there's other laws at work. That's the only reason why I've stated, or it sounded like I said that I was against it. I also said there are other laws at work that work in tandem with law of attraction. Law of attraction is not just a standalone thing. We operate on polarities, cause and effect, as above, so below. There's other operating law of operations on this physical plane that we are subjected to, that we are influenced by. So, law of attraction is one thing, but your energy. To me, I'm a big energy. I think energy is a real thing. Energy can heal. Energy can attract things to you. You want to be mindful of them, and also when you attract things to you, you have to be ready. A lot of us can pull things in that we're not ready for, that we feel we're not deserving of. A fluke happens and you pull something in that's too good to be true, and you pack up too. So sometimes that even happens. Something scares the shit out of you. It's so good you like because if I do this, it'll change my life forever. I won't have any friends. I'll have to move or whatever. My whole identity would change, and you'll run from that too. So whatever you attract, you want to be ready for what you're trying to attract. I'm saying you want to be ready emotionally for what you are trying to attract. That's it. Somebody lost 1,000 on the ground. I had an image of $1,000,000 on my pick, and I attracted $1,000 last year on the ground. Oh, did you? Wow, wonderful. This successful guy I know said that he's done dating black women and going to date Brazil or Dominican Republic. He said more black men are waking up. And again, what are you absorbing? Because that information is now in your mind, and you're operating with the fear of lack. He put the seed of lack in your mind by making that statement. By making that statement to you. So you got to ask yourself, if you're a black woman, why would he say something like that to you? What was his incentive when he sat down with you and expressed that to you? What did you tell him for him to feel comfortable enough to say that to you? Somebody that knows you says that. No man that knows me like you know me is going to sit down and have a conversation with me and in my face tell me that he rejects black women. We're not having that conversation. A man that knows me is not going to have that conversation with me. I'm not going to associate with nobody who condemns all black women. You and I are not going to have that conversation. So, again, You have to be careful with that. A lot of y'all believe that black men don't want black women, but you still want them. And what's going to happen there is that you're going to make the wrong choice. You're going to negotiate and conform and concede to men of lesser value because you now are in a position where you feel you have something to prove. That you have to really prove your worth because the dude don't even want somebody like you. That is never the position you want to psychologically and spiritually be in. The position that black men don't want you. Yes, there's probably a lot. There's probably a lot. But as many black men don't want black women as many black women who don't want to be black either. And I always say that's the other coin. That's the other side of the coin. He can say he don't want black women, but you have to also admit that if you had a choice, you might not want to come back black yourself. That's the other side of this shit. So we got to stop entertaining narratives like that and stop allowing other people, especially women, to feed us that kind of fear. The fear, those type of numbers and stuff ain't realistic for you. You got one vagina you want to fill, which is yours, one, and it's got to be somebody out here who wants you, and that's the energy that you want to walk through life with. I just need that one. That one, and this is what I'm prepared to do and be to get that one. Everything else is irrelevant. Everything else is irrelevant. Let those cheap non-providers, man, go to Brazil. I mean, yes. There's no loss. Any man that says I don't want a black woman, how could that be a loss? How could that be a loss? That's a good thing, and you support those who draw the line. You support men like that who draw the line. It's the ones who don't say that verbally, who don't live that life, who feel that way in here and in here, but don't live that life outwardly, that pretend to be in relationships with you. Those are the men that we have to worry about. Not a man that publicly condemns black women. We need to cheer him on. We need to buy him flowers or something. A one that publicly condemns, great. Now we know we pivot. We pivot around you. We don't bother. But there's a lot of men that feel that way that will still have sex with you. And those are the ones that you want. Those are the ones that you have to be careful of. Because there's a lot of dudes pretending. And as long as you're having sex with men who are not committed to you, he can pretend. He can keep that pretend wheel going on and on until forever, Eric. With no end in sight. That's your problem. Stop opening your knees for men. You want to know if he cares about you? Close your legs. Hello? If you want to know if he cares about you, close your legs. That's how you know. Because a dude can't keep up no fever pitch for no whole year, not getting no boo. If he's in it just to dig in your cervix, he can't pretend for a whole year. He's not going to be able to sit 6 months. He's going to tap out in a couple of weeks. He's going to tap out in a couple of weeks. You got to ride it out because it's a life and death issue again. Think of yourself as a woman from the 17th century. You got the 17th century vagina. You in a bustle dress, right? And every man is a potential husband. Not someone to date, but a potential husband. Because if you get with him and lay down with him, pregnancy may come up. That there ain't no doctor to suck out. There ain't no doctor to suck out. There ain't no pill, no potion to take. There's diseases out here and all that stuff. So you want to make sure he's of good character. That he's not bringing you no bugs that Clorox can't kill. You want to make sure of all of that. That's how you have to maneuver yourself. That's how you have to maneuver yourself. But you got to feel that you're worth the holdout. You got to be worth the holdout. You got to be worth the holdout. And that's just all it is. Focus on the rituals of manifesting your love. Yes. clothes on your legs means he's gotta like other things about you. Yes. Yes, CP. And you have to have other things about you to like. And a lot of women don't. And that's the problem with us. That's where we hit a wall. Because a lot of us don't. A lot of us, our claim to fame is our sexuality. That's it. That's the big bang. That's the big bang right there. And this is why men leave. And the irony is, if that's all you got, he will leave you after he gets his nut. That's a guarantee. He will. The irony, right? If that's the best thing you got going for you, he is going to walk out the door after he gets it. So there it is. And keep them closed. Yes. Player, MGTOW. Player, MGTOW. A lot of black men just try to make black women jealous and use the whole "I'm dating white girl" thing as a power move. Yeah, it's psychological. It's just a psychological manipulation game. It's a game. It is a game. You know, to trigger you and get you all emotionally caught up and like, well, you know, I'm good too. So you start jumping through hoops to supposedly win you know, win his heart or make him feel like you're worthy and stuff. That's what happens there. You gotta leave them alone. You gotta leave them alone. I don't have discussions with men who don't like black women. Not men that I know. A lot of these guys jump on here. I have no control of who jumps on a live or something like that and wants to verse me, right? Because this is a public domain, so I can't. There's nothing I can do about that. But in real life, I'm not sitting down with nobody who says I denounce black women. You're not going to sit. Listen, you can look at me and tell you can't have that kind of conversation with me. I don't walk with that kind of energy that even entertains that kind of conversation. You see me coming and you already know there's a certain dialogue that's just not going to fly. That's how I roll. That's just how I roll. So you know you got to find it. You got to find your niche, your niche. They might get something in Brazil and Puerto Rico and never come back. there's a whole lot of stuff they can get out there. But besides a sandwich and some tea with milk in it, some hot tea, there's a whole lot they can bring back. There's a whole lot they can bring back, you know. It's a scam, y'all. You got to sit back and relax. Stop being so anxious. Stop having anxiety over, you know, the prospects and the way you look and all that. Let go of all of that. You got a big nose, and what? Unless you're gonna go to the doctor and get you know, do a what's her name? Little Kim. Do the Little Kim special. It is what it is. It is what it is. Whatever you can fix in a healthy way, you do that. Go to the gym, eat right, whatever. Everything else is it's a whatever. Everything else should be a whatever. Perfection. What guy have you ever dated that who was perfect? Like, who have you dated that was perfect? Nobody. Nobody. So what we afraid of? what we afraid of? You a human being, he's a human being. And most of these dudes are perverts. You got to ask a lot of questions now. You got to ask a lot of questions now. These people into all kinds of stuff. All kinds of experimentation. I'm less intimidated by people now than ever before because I know how nasty people are now. So now it's really a game. Now it's a joke. Before I used to really feel like, oh, this person is better than me. Oh my God, oh my God. Now, I'm like, whatever. Like, for real? Come on now. Y'all still intimidated by people because you know, you're under some delusion. You're watching too much TV. You're watching too much of these reality shows, these cat fights and all this stuff. That's the problem. People are full of shite. Full of shite. Don't I say that all the time? That's what it is. Yes, you give them too much credit. Too much credit. Men scared. They scared of things just like you. Just like you. So, because what if you have to move away from far away for school for a while and you're in a relationship with a man that is a potential husband? He says he's willing to wait. Should you believe him? You can, if he's posturing like the weight stuff. Unless he's your husband, the weight stuff is going to be a gamble. If you're waiting as a girlfriend, you're still listen to me, young doves. If you're a girlfriend, you're still a free agent. You're still a free agent as a girlfriend. This is why I say being a girlfriend is a scam. If you're not married, listen, on any legal document, anything you have to go sign that needs a notary or whatever it is, legal document now, it's married, single, divorced, widow. There's no girlfriend. There's no girlfriend category. Why? Because it's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. So if you're putting yourself on hold, you can do that in spirit, right? You can do that in solidarity and spirit. So you know what? I believe eventually we will. But in your mind, when you're off to school, you need to be still scouting around, because unless he put a ring on your finger, it's not real. Unless he puts a ring on your finger before you go off to school, he ain't really about it. He ain't really about it. So you posture as this might happen, but you keep your options open. Any woman, any you on this live who's a girlfriend, keep your options open. That would be my biggest advice. You are a free agent. Young doves. Yes, y'all are my doves. Little black doves. Girlfriend is high school stuff. Yeah, and it's a joke. It was a joke then too, wasn't it? Wasn't being a girlfriend in high school a joke? Wasn't that a scam too? Come on, y'all. Talk to me. When was being a girlfriend ever a real thing? Never. Never. Look what we're up against, though. More and more black men are asking, what are you bringing to the table, this 50-50 thing? And they can ask that all they want. They can ask that all they want. They're not asking every woman that. They're not asking every woman that. You question? Didn't I tell y'all in another video, if they ask you that, you say nothing? Well, what do you bring to the table? You're supposed to say nothing. And then you see where the conversation goes after that. If he goes check please, then you understand that he's looking for someone to pay half the rent. That he's not in it to take care of you. You know that real quick. Problem solved. You know that real quick. You know that before giving a bath. You know that before any vaginal secretions have taken place. That's what you want to know. If that's a question that's asked, what you bring to the table, you say you take a bite of food and you sip the wine. Take your sip of wine first. Get your little liquid courage going. Some of y'all need it. And you lean back and go, absolutely nothing. Now what? Now what? And see if you get another call. See how the conversation goes after that. And then you ask them, well, what do you bring? Because I don't bring anything. What do you bring? He's asking you out. The burden is really on him to begin with, right? He has to prove that he's not dating you to scam you out of your drawers, because there's a high probability of that. So the date really is for you to find out what kind of person he is, what kind of character he has, so that you know what kind of, if he's a psychopath or something like that. It's not to win his heart. You don't date men to win their hearts. You date men to find out who they are. That's the purpose of dating as a woman. A man's role in your life is to take care of you. They don't like to hear that. You know, that's hypergamy talk and all of that. But his job is to take care. Otherwise, what is the point? Otherwise, you can just be his girlfriend. You can just be his girlfriend, or a friend that he screws every now and then, or some of y'all have men that come over and lick your twat twice a month, right? And put them syphilis bugs on your vag, right? He come with that syphilis saliva and lick you out after your 12-hour shift. You ain't washed it behind, and he licked that out twice a month. You can go ahead and you can continue doing that. You continue being that. But on the table, if he's not laying it out, what he's willing to do, what he's able to do, and what he's ready to do, that kind of question is really irrelevant. It's irrelevant. You want to know why it's irrelevant? Because most women don't really want to work as hard as they're working. I think most women, if we had the choice, if we're just being totally honest, I know some of you carpet munchers feel a different way and all that stuff, but I'm talking about women, heterosexual relationships. Most women do not want to work as hard as men. Period. You have chicks that climb the ladder, get higher positions, get this money, and they're working 80 hours a week, and then eventually they sit back and go, why am I working so hard? Why am I doing this? I need a break. I need a break. I need the company to mandate 2 weeks every 2 months so that I can take a break. That's what happens when women climb the ladder. Whereas men, where's the next deal? I need the next deal. I need the next deal. I need the next deal. Men will work 80 hours a week especially if he's an alpha. If he's about the grind, it doesn't matter. But when women climb, there's a certain point where she goes, you know what? I'm tired of this. I don't want to work this hard. So the 50-50 thing, that's going to be somebody's going to take a hit on that. Somebody's going to be real disappointed if he's going into a situation with a woman looking for 50-50. You want a woman who's a wife and 50-50, you're going to be disappointed some sort of way. She may be able to bring home bills, but she can't be a woman to you. She can't be a wife in the way that you need her to be. She won't be there to nurture the children that you have or anything like that, because she's grinding just like you. She can't cook you dinner or nothing like that, because she's out pounding the pavement, getting her 50% together for you. She's too tired to have sex. There's that too. If she's doing 70, 60 hours a week, how much of that you think you're going to get? So these are things that we have to deal with. So we shouldn't look for 50-50. No woman could keep up 50-50 for the duration of the relationship. There are going to be times, if she's doing her woman thing, where that, it's not going to be possible. It's just not. No one said anything about instantly. What we are saying is don't waste our time because we can't get it back. We are saying if you want to hit and quit, say it up front. Who are we responding to? When baby when baby means marriage, the lines are less blurred. You look so beautiful when you said that. So men are just expected to instantly marry women. Oh, that. So we were answering. Who's it? Devin. No one's. No one's. No one like the viewer said. No one's saying instantly anything. You don't have to instantly anything. Nobody's strong arming. Nobody's strong arming. A woman that's saying what she wants is just saying what she wants. And usually a woman who wants to be cared for says it. That's not, you're not ambushed. You guys ain't ambushed. You ain't ambushed. So that's the thing. But it's no instant thing. You have your time to figure it out. But if I'm on the receiving end waiting for you to figure things out, I got a stopwatch. You may not know when your time is up, but I know when my time is up. Every woman should know when her time is up. Don't have no dude waste his time, because he knows whether he wants you or not really truly from the beginning. Truth be told, it don't take a long time for a dude to figure it out. It takes him a long time to figure out how to scam you, though. How to continue to get what he's getting for free. Now that's what takes a long time. But knowing whether he wants you or not, that don't take a long time. It really doesn't. Birthing babies is putting 100% in. Yeah, absolutely. So y'all, that's what I have for you today. You can go ahead and swindle these dudes out their cash. Burn up your time, burn up your sexual market value if you want to. And then when you're tired and the phone stops ringing as much, and then you want to settle down, just understand and accept what's left after you burn up your time. After you burn up your time running around after these dudes, accept what you have left to choose from. That's what it is. Sugar babying is like soft pornography. Sugar babying is a nice way to say, it's just a nice, acute way, and kind of warped. Because why sugar baby? Why even the terminology? Even the terminology is sketchy. Baby, what? Why is that? Daddy and baby, what is that about? So there is that. There is that. But it's a scam too. Just like being a girlfriend is a scam. The sugar baby thing is a scam too. A lot of these chicks are sucking dinglings for cash. The ones who are getting big money are having sex. They are. They are. Chicks that they're getting 200, 300 here, you just don't know what's real. You just don't know who's real and who's lying out here. A lot of fudging going on. A lot of misrepresenting going on. If a chick is getting consistent money on a weekly or monthly basis from a dude for nothing, for just a conversation, and cross your legs at the dinner table in a conversation for months, and she don't have to put out, consider that a lie. I would consider that not the total truth. Because then we got to go into the terminology here. Sex can mean what? Since Clinton, the Clinton era, we have to redefine what sex is. Because a lot of people think going down and eating out ain't doesn't qualify as sex unless it's actual penetrating a penis inside of a vagina. We can't even call it sex. A lot of people don't consider anything outside of penile penetration in a vaginal canal sex. But if people have an anal intercourse, you putting it in your mouth, he's slurping it up. There's all kinds of ejaculation going on without penetration that people can claim isn't having sex too. So it's a scam, my dear. More than 80% of what you're seeing out here with these sugar babies is a scam. That's it. Men act like they don't need emotional support from women they're with. That in itself is what women bring to the table. Absolutely. Absolutely. The right woman on your side, you maintain your health. When a man has the right type of woman on his side, he maintains his health so he can go out there and grind and bring more resources in and do more for himself, his community, people, whatever the case is. And he has the right kind of support. He lives longer. He lives longer. You get the right chick, you'll be happy and content. If you pick the right woman, there's a lot of wrong ones out here, I will admit. I will admit. But there are a lot of right ones too. There are a lot of right ones too. All right, y'all. So I gotta go. I appreciate y'all for coming out. Go ahead and order the Love Potion. Go to my website, iloveherart.com. Pick you up a beautiful painting to put on your office desk, to put on by your meditation space, in your bedrooms, in your bathrooms, or wherever you want to put it at. And join the Ugly Girls Club. It's a movement. We got to arrest our anxiety over the way that we look. We have to give it back. That's the only way you're going to find emotional peace within yourself and not feel tormented by the fact that you don't measure up to another woman. Because it's the fact that you don't feel that you measure up to another woman that you can't make any demands, or you can't hold out. You can't even hold your vagina until the right guy comes along because you don't feel good about who you are. You don't feel valuable. A holdout means that you have value. And a lot of you don't have that position because you feel, because I don't look like her, I'm not deserving of somebody waiting on me or giving me what it is that I need to ensure that I'm not abused or taken advantage of out here. Once we get over that, then you can negotiate a whole lot with more confidence. You can negotiate everything in your life with more confidence when you get over this comparison illness that we have, this jealousy and comparison illness that we as women have for each other. And that's all I got. All right. Peace and love. Bye.